It's good coffee. Hey everybody, and today we're going to go through a typical problem that we're seeing quite often now, which will be like an iPhone, one of these X or XR, XS phones, and what typically happens is the customer will report that they've been using it, everything's been working moderately okay, iPhone levels are okay, and suddenly it starts to become laggy and not working as they expect. So they do what every good IT technician would say and turn it off and turn it back on again, only they turn it off and they're unable to turn it back on again, and what they're presented with is the boot looping iPhone, which will present itself with the Apple logo coming on and going off, coming on and going off over and over. What we're finding with this problem is it will present itself in like an error 4013, which many technicians may know as like a NAND problem, memory chip problem, which it has been on, previous generations of iPhone. But in these ones, it's something a little bit different, and so that's what we want to go over today. So what I've done now is I've opened up the phone and I've disconnected the front facing camera. So now when I go to turn it on, it should, with any luck, start all the way up. So we'll see if that happens. And there we go, it started up, and then you see the little message pop up saying that we're unable to activate Face ID, which is of course what's going to happen because we've disconnected the front speaker flex, which has a Face ID component on it. This tells us that the phone itself is okay, although what has been happening is that the customer will leave it boot looping over and over and over and over and over because of the front flex problem. And in doing that tends to corrupt the memory chip, so that then spirals on and causes other problems. So if your phone does start boot looping, if you get it in for repair quick, we're usually going to be able to save you data, whereas if you just leave it in that state where it's constantly, start, stop, start, stop, you're going to find yourself in more problems, and you're probably more likely than not going to lose your data as well. So bring it in early and we can get this sorted out without too much hassle. So if I plug that front flex back in, it's plugged back into the phone now, and I'm now going to start the phone, plugging it into the computer. So I've got the cable, this goes directly into the computer. Right, so now we've got the iPhone in what's known as DFU mode, and so this will allow the computer you see on the screen now. This will allow me to flash software to the phone, which at this point, as the repair technician, you could be thinking, okay, is it software related? Do I just need to run an update on the phone and everything will be okay? Which sometimes may solve the issue for you and you'll be okay, and other times that might fail but give you an error code, which again, as the technician, can point you in an area of what sort of error you're looking at. So we're going to go here. We're going to flash this and try to retain the user's data, because at this point we don't want to just jeopardize any data that they may have on there. We always want to look to save the data if possible. So we've already got the update downloaded, and that's iOS 13.6 for this iPhone XR, and we'll click flash, and we've ticked that we're going to retain. We'll just do that final check. and then the firmware is going to unpack, and we'll just watch this process through. So it's at 21% right now, and then boom, that pops up and it's failed. Wow, thank you. 21%, at that point you're looking at writing the operating system to the NAND, and 4013 traditionally has been the error code which tells you there's a problem with the memory chip. So everything's pointing towards a memory chip at this point. But as we know, we've already seen, we can disconnect the front flex and the phone will start up fine, apart from, obviously you're not going to be able to hear anybody on a phone call, and your Face ID is not going to work. This is not good. Well, that's what we're going to try to resolve today. So we'll disconnect the battery, take off the screen. Now, if I was any kind of organised person, I would have had my screwdriver ready. Got one of them here. Found my screwdriver. So we're going to remove the front flex assembly with the speaker. Okay, so there it is. There's the front assembly. The important thing here is this little box here on the front. This is the part that is tied to the rest of the phone. You know, it's tied to the processor of the phone, which tells it that Face ID is going to work. So this is the important component. You can take this off of here and replace this whole other cable, you know, and put that bit on the new cable, and you will retain your Face ID. But the problem in this case is not the actual cable. The problem seems to be that when the person has got the phone wet, and only a tiny little drop is required, but it seems to be that this is an absolute magnet for those drops of water. It corrodes the connections between this component and the flex cable, and that's what results in your error 4013 when you're trying to restore your phone. And it gives you the boot loop in phone. It won't start because the phone knows there's something not right. It's just so it's going to keep, turning on, turning off, and then corrupting your data and causing you all sorts of problems. And all it is that bit gone, a tiny little bit wet. So we're going to see if we can put that right. Right, so over at the microscope then, we're going to be looking through here. And so what we've got is one of these, it's called a Sunshine SS T12A-Face. If you can line up the microscope, for you there, so that we can put this Face ID module right in that little notch there for heating. This is a bit in the way. Maybe you're supposed to take off the speaker from the flex, I don't know. But that does make it a little bit awkward to work with. But in this job, you don't want anything to be too easy. So once I'm fairly happy with that in there, turn this on. And basically then I turn this and set my temperature to 195, 200, something like that. That will serve me well enough for this purpose. And leave that on there and let things warm up. While that's warming up, you tend to get time to look for your tweezers. Now I have been using these tweezers. These are Kianli iNeasy tweezers. Little iNeasy tweezy, and these are perfect for so many little micro soldering jobs like this. The tips are super fine. They're fantastic for jumpers, little jumper wires, things like that. And they're so, they're non-magnetic, and they're just so easy to manipulate these tiny little things without everything I mean, bits still do stick to them sometimes, but it's a lot less hassle than most traditional tweezers. So I want to hold that down so that the heat can transfer up through the heat plate actually into the unit. Now, there we go, look, that's come off there at temperature's 178 on there at the minute. Now that might not be calibrated, but you know, so you can see the sort of level of heat required. Now, I'm going to turn this over, and basically what I want to do is just clean up these solder points, basically. The corrosion's obviously got in there. I mean, this one doesn't look too bad, but yeah, because I'm doing a video, this is not going to solve the problem, is it? That would be typical. So I just need to apply a little bit of flux here. Right, so I can hold that with my iron easy tweezies. It's just a case of, you know, going over with some fresh solder and the flux, and it all helps clean it all up. I mean, they look nice and shiny. Then you can basically reposition that on the flex. Let the heat from the heat plate do its job. Turn your heat plate off and get the door. Right, so here we are back over at the at my main desk. Time to let the rabbit see the cat. Dog see the rabbit. So, yeah. Try and let something see the something. Let the face see the ID. Yeah. This is not going to work, is it? This is not going to work. But we try it anyway. Be nice to see it work. Right, so we've got this set up here now on the screen. I'm hoping it's just gone into recovery mode because that's how we left the phone. But time will tell. We're just going to do a flash, retain the data on here. We'll do that now and see what happens. We've got the front flex plugged in. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed on this one. Starting flashing 13%. Too early to tell. We should see it turn off and then start to load the system. Is everything going to be alright? It's gone to updating the firmware. 24% now. We're now at 26%. Fairly confident now that this is going to go through. So I think we've alleviated the problem of the error 4013, B, the boot loop, which is all the same thing really, but the boot loop's going to lead to the loss of your data. And so once this goes through, we'll be able to come back and see whether Face ID is going to work, which I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work because I think I let too much flux get into that front unit, and I think that's going to spoil my efforts. But we shall see. Definitely when you're trying this, use the tiniest little bit of flux that you can get away with, and don't let it get in that front unit. Well, why is the coffee always gone? There's never enough in one mug. Updating biometrics sensor firmware. Oh my god, oh my god. 100%. Flash complete, 100%. Now, we're gonna wait and see what happens. Alright, so we're on, and let's just see if I can set up Face ID. It needs to be able to, project dots and whatever and read the data from your face. How to set up Face ID. Move your head slowly to complete the circle is what it's saying. Can you see that? So if I do that, follow the arrow. First Face ID scan complete. So that appears to be working. So there you go, it appears you can afford to let a little bit of flux get into that front unit, which I was worried, I honestly worried that would have screwed everything up. But so yeah, we've seen that we have been able to retain Face ID just by removing that little unit, cleaning up those connections, which, who'd have thought? They didn't even look too bad. Even under the microscope, they looked fairly okay. But as you can see, the phone now starts, we've got it connected, and even Face ID is working. So I would call that a win. And that'll be it for today. Thank you very much.